Digiscrap map, finding your way in digital scrapbooking. Digiscrap map, finding your way in digital scrapbooking.
Hey all, here we are at Digiscrap map, and I'm going to uncover myself here. And behind this logo we have with us Deanna from Digiscrap map. And
what?
Say hello, Deanna.
FlowerScraps, you mean?
FlowerScraps. Should we start over? Oh, we're not having a good night. We've had techie problems for the last hour. And we're going to hope that the next hour has no techie problems. Deanna, would you
hi, everybody.
Say hi to everybody and tell a little bit about yourself. Let everybody know about your family and your site.
I am a stay-at-home mother of 4. I have 4 insane little kids. The oldest one is 6 and in kindergarten, so we're looking forward to the second one going to kindergarten next year. Oddly enough, I was a history major in college, and then somehow found myself with an addiction to Photoshop and digital scrapbooking.
If you're addicted to Photoshop elements and scrapbooking, raise your hand.
But it was, for me at least, learning Photoshop was kind of I need something to do while my kids are learning or are at home, and going from working and going to school to being a stay-at-home mom and not quite knowing what to do with myself was, well, people all over the world go through it, but for me at least, Photoshop was my escape.
I think it's everybody's escape. I know it's my escape. I like to call it sometimes my escape from reality.
Yeah.
You can just get absorbed in it right here on your screen, and
yep.
And reality is gone for a while. You don't have to worry about all that until your kids. You have young kids. Until your kids come and bother you. But
Mommy, Evie's on the table.
Evie? Who's Evie?
Yeah. The sad thing is I think all too often I find myself at the computer and having fun scrapping or designing, and and it's, Mommy, Evelyn's on the table. Okay, I'll be there in a minute. And 5 minutes later, she's still there.
Uh-oh.
Thankfully, she can get down by herself, but she does make some messes while she's up there.
Oh, I never had the privilege of scrapping when my kids were young. So we also have with us Dawn.
Hello.
She's here just by voice. Hopefully you all can hear her this time.
Thank goodness you can't see me. I'm eating white chocolate right now. Stuffing my face.
We probably could see you if we did video on, double video. That would be bad. I have Dawn here, voice on my netbook, so we are really rigged up.
We're high-tech tonight.
We are high-tech. We got it going on here, let me tell you, with the dual screens and everything. So
the high-tech setup.
That kept crashing. So Deanna, tell us about how long you've been designing.
Just over 2 years.
Really? So how
yeah.
long have you been scrapping?
Well, I did some paper stuff. I've been doing paper since high school. It kind of took a back burner during college just because, carting around the stuff and finding a place for it in a tiny dorm room, and it didn't work. So when I discovered digital scrapbooking, I started digital scrapbooking maybe 2.5 years ago, but I'd been playing in Photoshop before that, and so for me it was kind of a natural jump to start designing also.
What's all this about chocolate in the chat room?
Oh, guys, I'm eating.
Don's eating white chocolate.
I'm eating
Don's eating
cookies
white
and cream chocolate.
Deanna, anytime you see somebody in the chat room say something to you, feel free to just answer them by voice. Yeah, you don't have to answer them like that by typing. You can just talk to them.
I figured it was a side conversation, but I do have Christmas cookie dough sitting in my fridge waiting for me to make it into cookies. The problem is the dough is as good as the cookies are, so I keep sneaking the dough.
Oh no! You eat the dough.
You can see little chunks taken out of the top of it, and they're all mine.
I'm forming a little bump right here, and it just started tonight, and I thought, well, maybe it's from all this stress, and I decided it was probably from all the sweet stuff in the break room at work. I need to stop eating it. It's that bad time of the year. I see Jen is with us too. We've got a nice crowd of people here tonight.
Yay! Hi everybody.
We have some images to show. Let me go find those. And I'm kind of discombobulated tonight.
That's a good word.
Discombobulated. Yeah. So looking at the screen, tell us about this image that we've got going on. I covered you up for a little bit, Deanna. Is this your best-selling kit?
No, I think I put that one as my favorite. I had such a hard time picking a favorite kit, because my favorite kit's almost always the one that I just finished, because that's the one I'm really excited about right then. But looking through, I kind of went and browsed through my store, and there's just so much stuff in there that I love. But I really do enjoy this one. I like the bright colors. I made it to swap the pictures of my daughter's first day at kindergarten, though it kind of has a little bit of special meaning there. And it's great for kids. It's great for craft stuff. It's great for back to school. It's just fun.
It is fun. I like all the elements you have here. Like, how did you make this glue? I want to know.
The bottle of glue, that was actually something, it started out as a doodle that I did.
Oh, so you know how to doodle well.
No. I just pretend.
I think you do pretty well.
It's funny, because I could do this on the computer, but if you gave me a piece of pencil and a paper, it would look like a 5-year-old's drawing.
So how did you doodle?
Wait, you need a pencil and a piece of paper. You said a piece of a pencil and a paper.
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, with the way my kids treat pencils, that's probably what it would have been.
So,
it was a doodle, and basically I colored it in and then added some styles and some texture to it, and like the texturing on the top around the bottle, I made lines there, and then I made them really fuzzy to give it kind of the bumpy look that you have around the top of blue bottles.
So when you doodle, do you use a Wacom tablet?
Yes, I have a Wacom tablet, and I use it a fair amount. I actually use it for extracting a lot more than I do for doodling. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, and I like things to have, like, if it's supposed to be a straight line, I want it to be perfectly straight. And there's easier ways of doing that in Photoshop than just trying to freehand it. And so I usually do that type of stuff. Like when I was making the doodle, I actually usually use the pen tool and vectors a lot when I do my doodles, if you will. So I guess maybe technically they aren't actually doodles, but drawings, whatever you want to call them.
So how did you do the scissors? They look really cool and realistic.
That started out as a doodle also, but then I kind of took, those are actually Atomic Cupcake actions, the plastic actions, and then
wow.
I kind of did it piece by piece and then stuck them all together and played with the shadowing and stuff till it looked right.
Very cool. Okay, so now I have some ideas on where to get started to do my scrapping, my designing a little better. I'm not a very good designer. Let's look at the next one. Oh, tell us about this little guy, Aaron.
That's my boy, my only boy. It's it's been a while. I mean, I've been scrapping for a long time, but it's only recently that I've really started to think that maybe I'm not a horrible scrapper. And I got really lucky with my camera and the snow, and managed to snap these pictures of my little boy outside in the snow.
Very cute.
And
He's got his
if you look at
thumb in his mouth.
if you look at the actual pictures, he's just got these bright blue eyes. But I probably should have left those when I did the pictures, but I guess I was lazy at the time.
But that's what's great about digital scrapbooking. You can go back and
I can go and fix it, yeah. But he just has these bright blue eyes. Yeah, I really liked the way this layout came out. The kit is called Snowy Night, and it's one of mine.
So is this
I
like
think it's still in the store.
one of your favorite layouts? Is that what this is?
It's certainly one of them, yeah. I couldn't pick one, so I sent you two. I couldn't figure out anything for the third thing that you asked, or the last thing you asked for.
Yeah, I see all the snowflakes down here. And is this a paper back here in the background, or is that swirls?
Yeah, but actually the snowflakes that are on the like the bottom right and stuff, that's actually all part of that paper.
Let's go
And
on
then,
to the next
I liked
image.
this layout enough that I actually turned it into a template one somewhere. And then this was my other favorite one. This one's a lot, but it's we went peach picking. We went to a peach farm and picked peaches, and they told us, you know, while you're out there, you're welcome to eat whatever you can pick while you're out there. And then we filled up our buckets and took them home and canned them. But the kids just loved picking peaches, and I really just liked the way this layout came out. And I actually took that picture of the peaches that's on the left.
Right there.
But the kid is called, the one on the big one.
So who's this one? This is one of your children.
The one on the left in the pink is Eileen. She's my oldest. And she's a good girl. She's already trying to figure out how to scrapbook on her own, and she likes to play on my computer and Photoshop and draw pictures and stuff, so she's funny.
Teach them while they're young. That's right.
Get them addicted young, right?
And then the next one?
Next one's Anna. She's almost 4.5, I guess, and
You're right.
she is a ball of energy.
You're right, they have big blue eyes. Definitely.
Well,
right.
the two middle ones do, and the oldest and the youngest both have dark brown eyes with long, luscious eyelashes.
And then here's
So.
two more of your children.
My little boy and then my baby.
Boy, he's really digging into that. And we zoom back out, and
He must have eaten 5 or 6 of them.
and
So that's
then
peak.
is this your best-selling kit? Your
Was it?
summer garden is the next image.
I think so. It's I don't know. I'm not very good at keeping track of that stuff, but it's that was actually a revamp of the first kit I ever made, and it's well, if you really want a good laugh, go back and look at the original on my blog from 2.5 years ago, and it's well, let's just say at the time I had never heard of commercial use stuff, and so yeah, at the time it was the best I could do, but not very impressive by my current standards.
So
But I added blue
we have some
to this one. There wasn't in the last one, but
we have some felt pieces in here, and lots of ladybugs. And I see a little hook there, and a pocket and ribbons. So you've got a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah, I think it ended up being a pretty big kit. But yeah, I love, and I promise I don't just only love bright colors. I do like other stuff too. But I liked bright, fun colors of this. I liked just kind of the outdoor summery feel to it. I like the summer. I like being warm. I like outdoors. And so yeah, that kit was kind of the conglomeration of that for me.
We've got some freebies, some quick pages for you to give out. But before that, let's see if we can take some questions from, I've got questions I can keep asking her, but let's see what everybody in the chat room wants to know. They're still talking about Christmas cookies.
Nope, talk about chocolate.
It's the time of year. What can I say? I can't blame them.
Picture of me and my chocolate.
So anybody in the chat room have some questions for Deanna? We want to make this an interactive talk. If you're not logged in, feel free to log in to the Ustream so you can talk in the chat room. Dawn, do you have any questions while they're thinking?
How did you get involved with stuff to scrap?
You know, back when Nicole first started the forum, back before it was Stuff to Scrap, you know, I joined the forum, was doing some of the challenges, and Nicole was one of those designers that I kind of first met when, you know, one of the first people that I started downloading freebies from when I first started finding digital scrapbooking stuff. You know, and so it was kind of like oh wow, I'm meeting Nicole, and so I joined the forum, was active there, and then she kind of, a few of us who were designers who were on the forum together were kind of talking about, you know, kind of a group where we would, you know, kind of enable each other and promote each other, and Nicole kind of decided that she wanted to take it more in the direction of a store and having us all open up and sell there. And so we, obviously she was kind of the mastermind behind it all, but you know, it was kind of a fun thing to be there at the beginning, and it's really grown a lot since then, and so it's fun. It's a fun place to be. The people are nice. So I enjoy it.
Awesome. We have some questions in the chat room now. Yay!
Oh, we do? Okay. I was looking up for a question.
McPhee says, I've thought about designing, but I'm afraid it will take too much time away from doing my own scrapping. Yes. My husband's laughing at me right now. He heard me reading the question and he found it amusing. One thing that I do, I mean, in addition to, you know, I mean, I scrap during the week, but Sunday is my scrapping day. I don't design on Sundays. I only scrap, and so I've set aside at least one day a week that's for scrapping and not designing, and so that helps. But yeah, I'm perpetually behind.
Yeah, I think every designer out there would tell you the same thing. Every designer. And me too. I'm not even a designer. I'm an educator, and I would tell you the same thing. I don't have time to scrap, and in fact, I was very thankful. What was it? About 2 weeks. I set aside, and I didn't do any new content at my website. No new lessons or anything, so I could get a gift done for my boys. In fact, I could maybe grab it and show it to you. While I grab it, Loves to Scrap asks, do you create for your scrapping needs or just for fun, and where do you get your inspiration?
A lot of the time, yeah, I do create a kit for the specific purpose of having something for a picture that I or for a bunch of pictures that I take. I did a puzzle kit recently that you can find at Stuff to Scrap, and I did that for the sole purpose of scrapping the thousands of pictures I have of my kids doing puzzles, because my kids are obsessed with puzzles. And so I mean, that's just one example, but yeah, a lot of the kits that I've done specifically for pictures that I have. Another thing that, this kind of sounds funny, but another thing that inspires me a lot are my kids' clothing. I could probably go through name at least 5 or 6 kits in my store that are based off of my kids' clothing. Lullaby and Goodnight is based off a pair of baby pajamas that I just thought were absolutely adorable. Let's see, what else?
I
My little
remember
one
a long
was based
time
off
ago.
of some clothes that one of my kids had as a baby. So yeah, that's a big one for me. I like clothes maybe too much.
I remember a long time ago in the Yahoo group, you all hear me talk about that sometime, which is where I met Bindi, who's here with us tonight. She's been around a while, but I remember somebody saying that they used to buy kits to match, or no, they used to shop for clothes in the store that matched the kits that they bought, so that they could scrap the photos of their kids in that kit.
Now that's obsession right there.
Yeah. That's one of those you might be addicted if.
Yes. If you've ever shopped for clothes that match your digital scrapbooking kits, you are addicted.
McPhee10 asked about how long does it take you to create a whole kit. It depends on how lazy I'm feeling. Anywhere from, I mean, I've done a full kit in a week, but I can't keep up that pace for very long.
You actually did it less than that for this one you did for the freebie this month, didn't you?
I think once I, had to count in packaging up and everything like that, it was probably about a week. I mean, I can finish it in that amount of time or a little bit less, but I can't do that for long. I can't do that week after week after week. It just burns me out.
One of our designers recently, didn't she say she put a kit together in 2 hours?
I think so.
I just was amazed by that.
It's probably Connie Prince. That woman is a machine.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Connie. I can picture her. I'm having trouble getting a hold of her name in my head. It was just our last one.
Karen?
Karen,
oh, yeah. Karen.
It was Karen.
I don't think I could do like a mini kit in that amount of time, but my full kits are usually 12 to 14 papers plus 30 some odd elements plus an alpha, and then on top of that I usually make a fair amount of my own commercial use stuff that I use when I'm doing the kits, so that adds time onto it also, and then I usually do a set of cardstock and quick pages and all that other sorts of stuff, so it takes me a while.
But I bet you would agree, as most people do, that you don't get paid enough through.
I don't do this for the money.
Through your sales to be paid enough per hour, I would bet.
Oh no, absolutely not. But I do get paid enough to get the kits that I want when I want them, and get the commercial use stuff that I want when I want it. So that's good enough.
Your sales support your hobby.
Yeah, that's about the extent of it, but that's good enough.
But that's not.
I don't design for the money. That just kind of happens to be a side benefit.
So what do you design for then?
Because I enjoy it.
Because you enjoy it, and because
I think honestly that even if I said I'm retiring and didn't sell any more kits ever again, I think I would still probably make them, even if they were only for my own purpose. I just enjoy it too much.
Do we have another question? Nancy says, is that FlowerScrap in the top left of the corner? Yes, that's FlowerScraps, Deanna, in the top left corner. We have somebody in our chat room who is speaking Spanish or Italian.
Italian.
Is that Italian?
Ciao bella is.
Then I don't speak.
I don't either. I do know what ciao bella means, though. I can guess that much.
What does that mean?
It's just hello, beautiful.
Oh, well,
He must be hitting on you, honey.
Amor too, he says, or she. I'm hoping it's a he. I'm hoping it's a he. Hopefully he will behave. We have Dawn, our moderator, ready to zap anybody who doesn't behave. Right?
Yep.
So, do you ever do any hybrid?
Not a whole lot, because my printer is a bit finicky. But I did manage to do one project a little while ago. Dawn saw it when she was poking through my store earlier, but I did a set of recipe cards and a little recipe card box to put them in. I love holiday food, and who doesn't? But so I just thought that this would be a fun way to kind of collect those favorite holiday recipes.
So do you print your layouts that you make at home, or do you get them printed somewhere else?
That's kind of a funny question. I haven't ever actually printed any of them off yet.
Oh, you haven't? Well,
nope. I have tons and tons and tons of them on my hard drive, and not one of them has managed to make it into any sort of compilation. I'm still not sure how I want to do it. I'm not sure if I want to get it, hardbound, or if I want to, just print them out individually and stick them in page protectors, or what I want to do with it. And so until I figure that out, I figure there's not much point to it.
Let me share with you hardbound. I just got this in the mail yesterday.
Well, see, the problem with hardbound is that then I have to know that I've finished every single picture that I want to scrap to go in that book.
Right, which you could do. That's why the only ones I'm doing in hardbound are themed books. I did one with their Halloween costumes through the years, and then I did
the cakes one,
and then a genealogy. Well, this is the cakes one that just came.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of hard. I could make you a little smaller on the screen, but I have these done at Shutterfly. And oops, where did you go? And
I'm here on my screen.
You got dark for just a little bit, but I absolutely love the books, the hardbound books. Now I've got 3-ring binders where I print at home and put them in 3-ring binders. They're in the other room. I can't get them to show you, but see how cool this turned out? I just absolutely love it, love it, love it, love it. And actually, the cost to print these is equal to if I were printing in my own printer. It'd be, about $1 a page.
It would probably be less than printing in my own printer. Mine's a LaserJet. Ink's expensive.
So, and then there's the end, but it's, it's hard.
So is that 8x8?
And this is 8x8. I love the 8x8. And I actually, when I create my 8x8 pages, I'm a rectangular scrapper normally, but I make the special books in 8x8. And I love this size, how it feels in my hand here. I would think that having a 12x12 like that would be very large. Yeah, it'd be too large. And you can see everything just fine in this book. And it prints out just fine. I love them, love them, love them, love them, love them. I definitely recommend doing that. You just have to have what I call, if you go on my blog and look, it's there somewhere, but what I call a Shutterfly guard. Because when you upload, now you can go out there and they have at Shutterfly, they do have available templates. But what happens, if I can explain it well enough, when they put the book together here in the seam, you can imagine how this page is going to be pulled down into the seam, and then this page is going to be pulled down into the seam. So you have to almost plan your book ahead of time, and for this page, move it this way, and for this page, move it this way. Well, I can't plan that far in advance. I can't plan which one's going to be on which side, and they have templates that allow you to do that. Instead, what I do is I have what I call a Shutterfly guard, and I have it for free to download, or if you want one, or you can make your own. But it's just a layer where you put it over, and it's, I think, a ½ inch all the way around your image, and you just don't put anything important in that ½ inch or an inch, whatever it is. I've forgotten what I've made. And you can go search my blog and find that post about the Shutterfly guard. And as long as you just stay away from that edge, don't put any text or any photos, allow your paper to go under that edge, but don't allow anything important to go under that edge. It prints perfectly fine. The cover is a little bit tricky. I tend to make the important stuff just really small in the center. I don't know why the covers work different. And then once you upload it, it will allow you to select a part of your image. And so the covers are a little bit different. But I absolutely love the Shutterfly books. But I do my others like you said. I print them in my own printer and put them in a rectangle square. Are you rectangle or square scrapper?
I'm actually rectangle. I do all of my landscape.
I occasionally will turn mine portrait. Also, I like the rectangle because it's a variety. You change it up from this to this.
And I think I just like being different.
I'm surprised you're rectangle scrapper because we are few and far between out there, aren't we? I think that's just what I got started on. I decided to become a rectangle scrapper because of printing at home.
Right.
Because if you're an 8x8 scrapper and you print at home on an 8.5 11, then you have to trim, and then that expensive paper you just paid for, you're throwing in the trash. And people have given me lots of ideas to do with that little piece of paper along the way. Some people say you can make bookmarks, or maybe put something on it to use on a hybrid project. But I'm just not. I'm an organized person, but I'm not that organized to plan what to put on that other part of the image.
And you have to print it then. You can't really go back through and send it through the printer later.
That's right. So that stuff just doesn't work for me. So I think 8x10 is a good size too. Have you ever tried that?
No, I haven't.
8x10 could still work on an 8.5x11 page pretty well. What size does everybody in the chat room scrap in?
12, probably.
I know of so many.
I have a CT member who does 8x8 pretty much exclusively, but
you want to know why, when I do the Shutterfly books, why I do the 8x8 and not the 12x12? Bendy says 12x12. Brianna says 12x12. Jen does 12s. You're right. The majority of the scrapbookers do 12. But I did a test, and I actually have a tutorial. I see you've shared my YouTube link. It's youtube.com/humdingertub.
/user/humdingertub.
You can get to it just with Humdingertub, I think.
Oh,
too,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason I make my 8.5 on 8.5. I can't talk. Rather than making this in 12 by 12 and printing it in 8 by 8, I'm going to get there. It's been a long day. I found, and I did a test, and I think it's on YouTube and on my blog, but the reason I do that is because of the text. If you just need to be aware of this, and I don't know what the sizes are, you can search on my blog again and find that blog post. I've got a lot of good information on my blog. But if you do your layouts in 12 by 12 and print them in 8 by 8, your text cannot be a 12-point font because it will actually turn out to be something smaller. I don't know what the specs are. That's on my blog.
Right, but that makes sense.
Yeah, and it makes it less readable. So if you are going to scrap in 12 by 12 and ever plan to print in 8 by 8, you need to make your text a certain size. I don't know if it's 14 or 16. That is on my blog. I didn't plan on talking about that tonight, so I wasn't prepared. But I prefer to just scrap in 8 by 8 because I know I'm going to print in it, and then my file sizes on my computer are smaller. I just don't think I'll ever print 12 by 12.
Yeah.
Bindi says she does an annual Shutterfly book now every year with everything that we did throughout the year. Last year's book was 100 pages. Yes, I love the quality of Shutterfly. I think sometimes, if I wonder if I would ever go and do that myself rather than.
See, I'd love to do something like that each year for each of my kids. And I have, like, if you look on my hard drive, I've got all my scrapbook pages organized by year, or by kid, and then by year. But yeah, we're back to that. I need to make sure that I scrapped all the pages for that year that I wanted scrapped, because otherwise I'd have like this extra random page floating around somewhere, and that would bother me.
Exactly, and that's the detriment of designing. You just don't have time to do that. So Bindi, I really want to know, how much does a 100-page book cost? Because this one was...
Because mine would probably be close to that.
I think this one was 40 pages or whatever. And it was $35, but then I got 3 of them, and the second 2 were only 15, because I got the second 2 half off. So, I've got 3 of them, 1 for each of the boys. So I'm waiting for Bindi. I want to know how much a 100-page one costs. or I could bet Bindi probably is catching a sale if I know her well.
She called me an organization diva. I think maybe anal retentive might be a better way of putting it. Yeah, no, I have my pictures all organized the same way. It's all done by year and then by event, and or if it's not by event, it's by kid, and I don't know. If I can have it perfectly organized, then I will. If I can't, then I ignore it.
Bindi says she had 4 of the same book printed with free shipping, that's what I got, and the 30% off deal, and she paid $463, and they were all 12 by 12 hardcover. Mine are 8 by 8, so my cost is less. But then she has them for a lifetime. Why did you have 4 done? Was it one, I forget how many children you have, or were you giving them as gifts? Waiting to see her answer. Yeah, how do you all organize your folders? I have a folder for each year. Like this year, I have all the 2010, and then when my camera imports it, it dates it for me. It dates it year, month, and day. And then I will go ahead and change the folder label to reflect what the event is also. So Bindi says she's given 1 to each of her, wait, her 3 boys are all grown, and I get one for each of them and one for herself. See, I haven't been getting one for myself, and I think I'm going to be regretting that. I really do. I think I'm going to regret it. What was that?
Like I said, Nancy, if I can't get it organized, then I just ignore it. So, like, my downloads folder is a disaster zone.
But it's all in the downloads folder and not all over your desktop. It's still organized, right?
That's just because that's where it goes automatically. I try and clean it up every once in a while, but yeah, for the most part, it's a mess.
Our folders are like a maze. We get lost in them. Oh.
I figure as long as I know where most stuff is, it's probably all right.
Don't breathe in the phone again. What was that noise? I heard it too.
It's not me.
I don't know what.
It was Digiscrap map haunted.
Ooh, it's a ghost.
Well, let's see what time of the year it's the elves. At Hummy's World, we at Halloween time we have gremlins, and then what else do we have, Dawn? We have elves around the holidays.
Gremlins, pixies.
Pixies. We've had pixies in the summer. Anyway, when all those strange things happen, we always have some little... We've had Santa visit our farm recently, too.
And Mr. Turkey.
And Mrs. Pig.
And Mrs. Claus.
And Bendy says she also copies all of her videos onto DVD, and she puts that in a CD envelope on the back inside cover of the book, so everyone has a short family videos too. What a cool idea! So how
my husband's having fun playing with our family videos on YouTube.
So you make.
So we've got.
So you make a slideshow, and then you put them. How do you tape them, or do you glue them? How do you put them in here on the back cover? Bendy makes a slideshow, puts it on a DVD. Oh, you have a CD envelope that you put here and you slide it in there. I think that's a great idea. I have never heard of that.
That is a good idea.
I love it. Love it, love it. We need to give away some freebies, don't we?
Yeah. Free is good.
Deanna has some free things, and she's given me links to 4Shared and Mega Upload, but I only shortened the Mega Upload one. These first 3 are for rectangle scrapbookers, and I'm going to put them up on the screen. That way people who are watching tomorrow will be able to see them. I think I am. Uh-oh. Okay. That was scary. I have to go and find out where the text is. Here it is. And they are all very similar. I made them very easy for you to follow. This first one is rectangle, and it's at bit.ly/FlowerScraps1, and this takes you to her Mega Upload. And if Deanna wants to share the other links and all the links in the chat room, she can do that too.
Okay.
Actually, all of these are really easy. I'm going to actually delete this. The first 3 are actually all the same. The first 3 are 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to redo these and make it larger. first, the rectangle ones are simply bit.ly/FlowerScraps 1, 2, and 3, and these are the rectangle quick pages.
And I've added the links into the chat screen on the side. So, and then let me get the square ones in there too.
The square ones I have is 4, 5, 6, and 7.
And the square are done in 12 by 12.
So if you're wanting the square ones, the text isn't quite as large here. They are FlowerScraps 4, 5, 6, and 7, and that takes you to the mega upload ones. I don't know if I can make this text bigger now that I have that running.
Oh, sorry. I have an ad again.
And, you know, you've been really generous. You made a kit for our recipe theme upon a request. That was really great of you. If you come to our forum, we have 6 challenges you can do, and you will get, and they're fairly easy, and you will get a whole kit that Deanna made for free just for doing those. And she made this kit especially for our challenges. And
all these quick pages were done with that kit.
okay. I don't know if I have a image. I might, of this kit that you made especially for us. I definitely have the whole kit here. Let me see if I can find your did you see what I made for my wall with them?
I did. That was gorgeous.
I was excited. The pictures didn't turn out that well, but that fur that you have, I guess I gotta go in another envelope, another folder. Here it is. That fern, not fur, from a fir tree,
Oh,
an evergreen tree.
Right.
That piece looks so realistic printed out. I was surprised at how realistic it looks. And you all can go to my blog and see that. And the piece, the greenery that I'm talking about is right here behind all of the stuff. But this is the kit that you can get for free. And it's got a bowl and a whisk. Now, how did you make that whisk?
That is actually a template from Miss Tina.
Ah.
That's why this kit went together so quickly, is because a fair amount of it was, more of it was commercial use stuff than usual. Although I did extract those sprinkles. I like the sprinkles.
Ah, that's cool. So she has this great kit here that you can earn, and it's just for doing the 6 challenges at our website. We decided because it was the holidays we'd require a fewer amount of challenges, and she's called this Cookies for Santa, and she's got this great little alpha here too.
I think there's 2 of them, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
Did I include 2 alphas? Okay, I thought I did.
Yeah, there is. And I think
Okay.
it's a real deal, and I would hope more people come along. And let me see if I can get one of your alphas up on the screen.
Yeah, I left that little gingerbread one, but I figured that some people might like something a little more easy to use, so.
Here it comes. There's one of the alphas, and it looks like a cookie, a realistic cookie, really iced.
Yes, the challenges are at Hummy's World in
Yes.
the forum.
And if you go to the bar at the bottom of any page on my site and it says what's going on, click on that and you'll see recipe challenges, and that'll take you to my blog post that lists all the information and even links you up with each of the challenges. But there's a lot of great stuff here. in this. Oh, and I actually, on one of my pages, I used your kit too in this book.
Yeah, I saw it in the forum.
And that was such a difficult page for me to do. Here it is. I guess I could take the, let me take the text off your screen. For the
Isn't it funny how some layouts just are impossible to pull together and some of them just fall into place?
My son decided to, where is it? Here. I can't get my direction right. Decided he wanted a gingerbread cake for his birthday. But this was his 6th birthday when he was in kindergarten, turning 6 in kindergarten, and you can't see it over here. I'm going the wrong direction. But I made all of these. I made this. I need to give this away on my blog yet. I made
those are adorable.
Little image. I just made it on in Photoshop Elements from nothing to make it look like the cookies that are here. That's actually 2 cookies with chocolate in the middle and a fruit roll up or something. Yeah, fruit roll up for the tongue, and then icing on the top for the eyes. And I made one for each one of the kids in his class, and I was like, how in the world am I going to do monster and gingerbread on the same page? And I tell you,
that's impressive though, that you made all of those for his class.
I did, if you go over a couple pages, this one didn't turn out well. But for this child, I did the same thing, only they're little frogs, but you can't see the frogs very well in the photo. But anyway, that layout turned out really well. I used her kit for it, and she has a gingerbread man in her kit. And I recolored your gingerbread man, though, so it matched my my cake.
Yeah.
I changed the color of the buttons.
I don't know that I ever do a layout without recoloring something on it.
That's what's so great about the digital scrapbooking. You can't do that.
Exactly.
You cannot do that with
that and resizing.
Yes.
I love the ease of resizing stuff in digital.
Oh, what are they talking about? Making snacks for their dog?
She's saying she doesn't like to bake, so she's trying to think of another use for the kit.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, it's got, it's holiday, so,
yeah, it is.
So you can
plenty Christmassy without just without just baking stuff in it. So
yeah, you can use it for any holiday layouts. Yes, we're also having the cookbook gift, and I have some more that have come in that I haven't acknowledged yet, and I appreciate everybody who sent them. But we're going to have the free recipe cookbook, and we're asking everybody to submit a recipe, and we could use a lot more. That information is there on my site too. If you what's going on here at the bottom bar, just click on that, you'll see it. It'll take you to that page also. I even did a video, but just take any recipe that you already have, put it on a white page. Underneath it, put your credits. Then underneath that, put your name, however you want it to be, whether your screen ID or your real name. And then under that, I forgot what it was. Maybe your blog, if you have a site that you want to share. And email those to me, because I'm putting them all up into a PDF, and they're going to be downloadable, and you can send all your friends and a family to it, kind of as a gift to everybody. So hopefully everybody will send me some of those. I have
7-hour baking marathon. That's impressive.
Who did a 7-hour baking marathon?
Like V10.
That's Mindy.
Yeah, that's impressive. I don't think I'd have the stamina for that.
Jen says some elements recolor better than others. I agree to some extent. There are so many ways to recolor. that some of the things recolor in one method better than they do another method. I definitely love the recolor tool in Photoshop Elements, the brush. I think it's on the same tool if you right click as the brush, and I'm all the time getting my eyedropper tool, making my foreground color whatever it is I'm trying to match, and then hitting it with that brush.
Now see, I didn't even realize that tool existed. I've never actually used Photoshop Elements.
Need to come, it's in Photoshop too.
I might have to go, I got a copy of Photoshop with my tablet. I might have to go pull that out and play with it.
There are many ways of recoloring, but
Oh yeah.
that to me keeps the texture and recolors, but it doesn't always recolor the best. It depends. There's instances where that doesn't work and you have to go and use other methods.
Yeah. I like to try and include multiple colors at least of stuff that is, you know, that is in two colors. So like the flowers, I'll try and do it more than one set of colors just because they're harder to recolor when there's more than one color to the element. Like that.
So how do you recolor? What tools do you use?
Well, the nice thing is when I haven't flattened the element down into one layer, I can, you know, do it piece by piece. But I usually use the hue and saturation tools and colorize.
Control U is your friend.
And then, oh yeah, and then I, you know, tweak it until I like the way it looks. So.
Dawn, are you still with us?
Yeah, I am. I had to go for a minute because my sister called, but I'm back.
Oh, good. I thought you got awfully quiet there.
I did say be right back in the chat room, but I don't think you probably didn't see it.
I got way too much going on.
I know.
So, do we have any more questions for Deanna or any of us about anything about scrapbooking?
Oh, that reminds me. Sorry, before we... I set up a coupon code for everybody who came tonight. It'll be good for a month, and it's for 30% off anything in my store. And you just use the coupon code, and I'll type it into the chat box too, but it's just DJFS and then DSM30.
DJSS
dash DSM30.
Okay.
And so if you check through my store, see something you like, you use that coupon code and it'll get you 30% off.
I've got 3 things in my cart right now.
I'm working on putting this on the screen. Hopefully I got it right.
DJFS.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
DJFS.
Yeah, my initials. Deanna Jones FlowerScraps. So, and that's good till January 21st, 2011. I can't believe it's almost 2011.
DJFS.
Yeah. There we go.
There we go. That was very generous of you and nice of you. So, any other last minute questions or topics that you want to talk about before we go? We could always hang around after the chat and talk a little bit after I finish recording. But they are all saying thank you. Candy,
You're welcome.
that's the first time I've seen you post. Nice to meet you.
Oh, and also if you guys are...
No, Bindi, I didn't see your question about Photoshop Elements. Oh, Bindi, if you're still in, I'm looking up on the chat room, if you're still in Photoshop Elements 3, yes, go for 9. This is your time to go for it.